Hello there everybody and welcome back to my Flosstube channel. I hope you're all doing well. I'm very excited to be filming today as usual, so we'll just get right into it. If you guys are new to my channel or if you forgot, I usually include little video chapters, so if you want to skip ahead of me giving my personal like updates and chit chats, you can skip ahead to my WIP updates or whatever you are here for. I have had a pretty big influx of new subscribers since my last video. My last video I uploaded a little mini mid-year WIP parade. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I can remember to link it in the iCard hopefully, and you can go back and watch that video. But that video right now has a little bit over 1,000 views, which is insane. I like didn't upload that expecting it to do that well. So thank you so much to those of you who are here from that video. I've also been getting a lot of comments from folks who have found my channel through like YouTube's recommended stuff and all that, and I just really appreciate everybody who has been commenting and all of that. So if you are not subscribed, do not forget to subscribe down below. It helps other people find my channel and help us grow the community that's going on here. I really love seeing all of you guys write these like super long comments under my videos. I've had some people like apologize for writing long comments, and it's like I really love reading them, so please don't feel bad. I love having this little community here, so yes. I'm not sure if I will have it finished for this video, you guys will already know, but I am hoping to make a little like intro thing for my videos. Again, if I did do that before this video, you will have already seen it. If not, then hopefully within the next couple of weeks I will have that. I'm not really sure what that's gonna look like yet, so but yeah, I think that will be very fun. So in general, I try to keep my channel a place where we talk mostly about cross stitch, sometimes about me, and I try to keep the general message of my channel pretty positive. But with the news that came from the Supreme Court last week, if you're not up with the news, I encourage you to give that a quick Google search. But it has been very difficult to not let my anxiety disorder just run rampant with that, especially because there have just been so many people on social media talking about like all the things that they think are going to happen, you know, now that this case has been overturned, and they are talking about all these other cases possibly being overturned as well. And I mean, a lot of them affect me and my partner directly, and it's been very difficult to not lose my mind over that. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you can relate as well if you are in the same boat as me. I really haven't had any trouble with disrespectful comments at all so far on my YouTube channel here, but I just need to make it clear that my channel is in favor of choice. People with uteruses should be able to choose if they would like to have a child or not. And my channel is also pro-LGBTQ+, as I am a member of that community, and my partner is as well. So please do not leave any disrespectful comments. I truly will not tolerate it. It is not a political thing. You are literally debating my existence, and that's not okay with me. So please keep that out of my comments. I just wanted to address that. Yeah. As for personal stuff, honestly, the last 2 weeks have not been awesome for me. Things are starting to improve a little bit though. I'm gonna try not to like overshare too much. My brain tends to work really quickly, and then I realize that I'm saying like too much stuff, like too many details. But basically, last week I got a call from my mom that my dad's mom, my grandma, was admitted to the hospital, and she really was not doing well. Her health has been very unstable for like over 5 years now. So with how things were, I mean, even still now, we aren't really sure if she's gonna make it. It looks like she is starting to improve, which is good. But yeah, things are a little bit iffy with that. It looks like right now she's going to be hospitalized for a little bit longer, and then we are looking at moving her into a care facility. She does have dementia and she has a lot of other stuff going on too, and she's just not really able to do many things by herself. And her husband is also very old and can't act as her caretaker anymore. So that's where we're at. That's been really stressful for me. And yeah, other than that, I've just been like really struggling with my mental health. I think I've mentioned this like pretty much every week since like the beginning of May, but I have regular clinical depression that I have all year, and I also have seasonal depression that affects me in the spring and summer. And it's definitely been hitting real hard this year. So I've been still trying to make sure that I'm like doing my hobbies and stuff to literally keep me sane. Some days I'm just not able to, but some days are a little bit better and I have the energy to like do things. So yeah, with all of that stuff out of the way, before we get into my WIP update, I had a couple comments that I wanted to address verbally. There was just like a lot of stuff that I wanted to reply to, and I thought that it might be beneficial to everybody to like have it in a video. So these are both from some of my older videos. This first one is from Total Stitch Show, and they left a pretty long comment, which I really appreciated. They, one of the parts of their comment said, "I'm trying to wrap my head around why they got rid of the numbers on your threads. Yikes, for those I would put together a nice fade, pick out a long dog sampler, then go from there. Even with numbers missing, that is still a hell of a find." I agree. The floss that they're talking about is, I have this really huge collection of unnumbered floss that I got from somebody for like a really good price. And I don't think I made it clear enough in that video. I am quite sure, like 99% sure, that all of that floss that I have is not DMC or Anchor or anything like that. It's most definitely an off-brand floss that this person probably bought in bulk. And that's why it's unnumbered. It probably never had numbers to start with. I don't think that they like went through and removed the numbers. It's just like floss that has never had a number. So that's why it's unnumbered. I guess I didn't make that clear enough, so I'm sorry. But yes, that's why. They also said, "Wait, didn't you say you do cross country, or have I been watching too much Flosstube today?" I do cross country. I digress. If this was you do cross country and use paper patterns. That is mad skill. LOL, don't judge. It was a really long day. I didn't think that it was like that big of a thing, I guess, to do cross country on paper patterns. I mean, the thing is in my past, I have never done like Hades or other full coverage pieces. I've never done a Mirabilia. A lot of these like more complicated cross stitch things I haven't done. I've stuck more to patterns that have like 20 colors or less. So it's a lot easier to figure out like how to follow a symbol, because usually the symbols are really easy to tell apart. So doing cross country on a paper pattern when it has so few colors in the pattern and it's also not very complex is really not too bad. I've also been doing cross country on my Odile cross stitch, which I am also using a paper pattern for just because of the amount of fractional stitches. And that also really hasn't been an issue for me, but I'm working in sections. I don't do extreme cross country, which is where you do all of one color before you move on to a different color. I pretty much stick to like a smaller manageable section so I can kind of keep track easier of where I am. The other comment I wanted to talk about was by Ducky Dame, and their comment was also super long. I'm only responding to just a part of it in this video. They said, "I've never seen anyone else do any of the Lackadaisy pieces. I'm working on the Card Shark one." Well, sort of. Right now I'm swimming in a sea of 310. "Have you read the comics, or are you just a fan of the art? Either way, I'm stoked to see this." They are referencing two of the patterns that I bought from Hade back when I did like my Haid haul. I also showed them last week because I did like a pattern stash update thing. When I first put those two patterns on my wish list, I actually didn't know that Lackadaisy was a comic. I had never heard of it before. I just really liked the art. But at some point, I don't even remember why, but I had Googled it and found out that it was indeed a comic. And I have not read it yet, but it looks super interesting. And yeah, I think I would really like it. I just haven't actually done it yet. But to answer your question, initially, no. I was just interested in them for the art, but I am also interested in the comic now, so yes. All right, now we are headed on to my WIP update. I have some stuff to show you. A few days after my last Flosstube video, there was a tragedy in my cross-stitching world. My stupid little cat, Almond, he is our youngest and he's definitely a troublemaker. He was a little bit upset because I was working like 3 days in a row. So he didn't get enough attention during those 3 days. And on the third day when I came home from work, I found that he had tried to jump to the top of my stack of floss chip boxes, which is too tall for him to make. So he had knocked over the top box of all my floss chips and they were all over the floor. The rack had like popped out of the box and pretty much every single chip had fallen out of the rack. I'm not like mad at him because he's a cat, you know, like he's just doing cat stuff. So like I get it, but that was super frustrating for me. I kind of just like, it just added to like my depression issues because it felt like this huge task to like clean it up and put everything back where it's supposed to be. And I felt like I wasn't allowed to cross stitch until I fixed it. So for like a whole week almost, I didn't do anything at all. I still haven't put those chips back into place yet. I just kind of scooped them all into the box and like put it back. A lot of times with these like mental illnesses and other stuff going on, a small thing like that can feel like the hugest roadblock. Like I can't explain it. But if you have these conditions, you already know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that prevented me from doing anything for quite a while. But this past week I have been working on stuff again. So yes, the first one I'm going to show you guys is my Fox Autumn piece. This has pretty much been like my focus piece for the past 2 weeks or so. I would like to have this finished ideally by the end of August just to get it out of the way, but I don't really need it finished until October. This is going to be a birthday present for one of my fiance's friends. So yeah, I'd like to get it done. Also, it's like one of my smallest pieces and I just would like to get it out of the way. So I'll put in a picture of what it looked like the last time you guys saw it. And then here is where we are at this week. As you can see, I've done quite a bit. I'm really excited that the actual little fox is coming in here. It actually feels like I'm getting somewhere now that I'm moving into some of the foreground pieces. All of these like trees and mountains up here are all part of like the background of the piece. So once I get down into this fox, there's going to be like some water and stuff down here and some more trees, but this is all like foreground stuff. So yes, let me get my pattern keeper pulled up and I can let you know some numbers. This is 4,182 stitches out of 9,907, which is putting me at 42.21%. I was really hoping to get up to 45% today, but it just didn't happen. But that is totally fine. I have increased my percent of doneness by, I think it's like by 15% since my last video. So I'm pretty pleased with that. If you haven't seen this piece before, this is being stitched 3/1 on 14 count off-white Aida. And this piece is designed by a Russian Etsy designer, so you can't currently buy these patterns. But yeah, very happy about this. I I'm really close to knocking off another WIPGO square for that one. At this point, we'll talk about WIPGO soon, but at this point, all 5 of the WIPGO squares for this piece have been called. So yeah, I really, I'm trying to focus on it. My plan is if I end up finishing the piece before, like, I complete all the WIPGO squares, I'm going to replace those WIPGO squares with Magic Study, because it's the only piece I have that's not on my WIPGO board. So yeah, that's also some incentive to really sit down and stitch on my fox piece. Speaking of Magic Study, I did allow myself to work on this piece this past week, really. I think it was only 2 or 3 days in this past week. I haven't worked on this piece in quite a long time. I will throw in a picture of how it looked last time. And then here is where we are at now. This is being stitched 2 over 1/2 stitch on 28 count easy count Lugana. Yeah, I like have a lot of blue to fill in here. There's like 5 different colors of blue in this area. But I just like really wanted to stitch something else. So I worked on the butterfly. I was having a really bad day, so I let myself work on this to kind of boost my spirits, and it definitely worked. So I am sadly missing like the main color for this butterfly. I even went out today to Michael's and Joann's to try to find it, and neither of them had it, so that was really cool. I guess I'll have to order that. Let me grab numbers for this piece as well. This is 1,918 stitches out of 444,850, which puts me at 0.43%. So not too shabby. Yeah, the other day calculated like, oh, if I finished a page a month, how long would it take me? It would take me 5 years. So, I feel a little bit less bad about putting time into this piece because I would like it to be done at some point in my lifetime. I will definitely almost for sure be in my 30s by the time this piece is done. I'm 24 right now. So if I keep going at this pace anyway, so we will see. But yes, that is Magic Study. As I said, let's talk about WIPGO. Today is the 27th, so the numbers for July did get called today. It was 11 and 18. For me, that would be 5 days on Bohemia and 5 days on Odile. So, yep, of course, it's one of the Bohemia squares that I chose not to check off yet. I have been working ahead a bit on my Bohemia squares, and it just happens to be one that I haven't actually done yet. So that's fine though. I'm not really sure if I think actually I have filled this one in since the last time we talked about WIPGO, but I have this Fox Autumn one done now. I finished that this month in June, and that actually puts me at 10 squares complete, not counting my free space. So that means that I get my first reward. I am planning to buy myself some fabric for a stitch. It is going to be for the Ultimate Epic Pokemon cross stitch. This is like a massive piece. I think it is 798 stitches by 1,000 stitches, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a big boy. But yes, that is my reward because then I get to start that piece pretty soon. I have not gotten an actual bingo on my bingo thing yet. So once I do that, I have decided I'm probably going to buy myself a Mirabilia or Bella Filipina. I'm not sure yet. I might also treat myself to a new Haid pattern, but I kind of want to get one that's a little bit like fancier than Haid, I guess, because like Haid has sales really often and you can get the patterns for like a really low price with that. But to me, like a Mirabilia feels a lot more special. So I don't know. We will see. As for the haul section, literally all I got was like 10 new flosses, and it's just regular DMC. There's some of the colors I was missing for Magic Study. They're in like a tiny bag next to my camera right now, so not very exciting. Although our Michaels has been like super low on floss, so I had to go to Joann's to get floss, even though our Joann's is down the street from Michael's. It's like a 30-second drive. So I guess people just like don't go to Joann's for floss ever. I don't know. But I was able to find some floss there. On to plans. As usual, if you see me looking down, I'm just referencing some notes that I have on my phone, so please don't mind that. I would like to focus on like one of my WIPGO pieces every week. For most of my WIPGO things, my goal is to stitch on the piece for 5 days, or like 5 different sittings. And I mean, I could do that in a week. A week is 7 days, obviously. So I think that will give me the space to get my WIPGO scores done and also work on other things if I get tired of them or whatever. But yeah, I really, really want to get that fox stitch done. I've been super fixated on it lately, so I really want that to be done. I've also been watching a lot of Jessie Marie Does stuff lately. I actually went back to her oldest Flosstube and I've been watching them in order. Right now I'm on like 56 or something. So like I'm deep in there, but she like used to have a rotation that she did and I'm like feeling a little saucy and inspired by that. So we'll see how that goes. I'm a little bit nervous, but yes. Like I said, I'm aiming to finish that Fox Autumn piece as soon as possible. It is really small. Well, it's still almost 10,000 stitches, so I suppose it's not that small. But it's a pretty small piece compared to most of my other stuff, and I'd just like to have it out of the way. It feels like that one has a solid deadline, even though, like, if I don't give it to Harmony for her birthday, it will be okay. But I just want to get that out of the way. Also, I told myself I could start my Kitsune kit from Gecko Rouge after I finish that fox piece, so I'm like, okay, we need to finish this. I really want to start that Kitsune kit. So with how poopy I have been feeling lately, I've been really itching for a new start. I know it's like not that helpful because like I don't want to have too many whips because like then they'll never get done. But I feel like I'll at least get a small amount of happy chemicals in my brain if I start something new. I don't know. Maybe that's dumb, but I've really been wanting to start something new. Specifically, the pattern You May by Heaven and Earth Designs. The original art is by Margaret Morales. I have been really wanting to do that one. I do have it in my pattern stash. I just don't have it kitted up yet. So I don't know. I might start that. I also really want to start one of the Sailor Moon designs from Make It Pink. The ones that I want to start, though, are not out yet. It would be either Black Lady or Luna. Black Lady, the pattern is done but not released. And Luna, the pattern is not finished yet. Ashley said that they will probably be out sometime in the beginning of July. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for those, but we'll see. I think it might be You May over those two just because like the Make It Pink designs are so complicated and I kind of hate stitching them, I think. I think my time stitching Odile has told me I really hate stitching them. They're just so complicated and I have to think so hard to do them. But with the full coverage pieces, it's not as bad. So I don't know. And the last thing, again, inspired by old Jessie Marie Does Stuff videos, I've been thinking about like revamping my stitching journal a little bit. I'm not quite sure what that will look like yet. I kind of want to add like some extra stuff in there to make it a little bit easier for me to plan and keep track of things. So if that's something I do, you guys will definitely see it whenever that may be. But if you guys do any stitchy journaling or if you watch anybody who does stitchy journaling, let me know down below. what kind of stuff you do, or, you know, refer me to somebody's channel. I'm always looking for stuff to watch. But yes, that is all I have for today. Slightly shorter-ish episode. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Again, I am super happy with the community that has been evolving on this channel. Please feel free to leave a long or a short comment. I will read them, I promise. I really love reading comments. And yeah, with that, I will see you folks next time. Bye!